Hi, my name is Ethan. This is my second time recording this video because the first time there was an issue with the microphone interface, and if it happens again I might scream. It is nearly 2:30 in the morning on Friday the 15th of August. You might be wondering why I'm recording this so late, and it's because I kept having this idea to make this video for a while. I think it gradually became a thing of, if you don't do it, you just won't, you know what I mean? Like, if you just keep thinking about it, you won't actually make it, you'll just keep thinking about it. So I'm finally stopping thinking about it and actually making the video I want to make. So what is this video? The point of this video is to explain that I recently had the idea to start vlogging, and there's multiple reasons for that, which we'll get into. But I think overall I just want this video to serve as like an introduction to this channel and the kind of video content that's going to be on it. So let's just get right into it. Just sticking these headphones on now so that I can monitor the mic. So if there's any more audio issues, I can just stop the recording before there's a problem. So what's inspired me or motivated me to start doing this? One thing was the realization I had around technology, particularly in regards to microphones and cameras. Even the cameras found on smartphones now, they can record in 4K and capture amazing scenes and amazing detail. And this caused a realization for me, which was that I have parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, and as they tell you about their parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, we live in an age now where we have a lot of digital media to capture the people around us. But when you talk about these people who came before, you might have some VHS tapes, some Polaroid photos, developed photos from like disposable cameras, black and white photos. As you start getting more and more older and older, these kind of visual relics of the people who came before you get more and more decayed, until it gets to a point where your ancestors are just oral history. You can only be told about someone and that person can be described to you. Your ancestor I'm talking about gets described to you, but there is no video or audio media of them. You just imagine them based off this person's description. The way things are now, everyone has a camera in their pocket, presuming you have a smartphone, and the quality they can capture people, videos, images, audio, is amazing. A lot of people now are on social medias, be it Instagram or YouTube, whatever they're uploading on, and they've created, whether they realize it or not, this digital preservation of themselves and their image and their voice, and this little capturing of who they were. So whereas we have ancestors who kind of get lost, where it just becomes oral history, you have your grandparent who describes their grandparent, and maybe you have like a name on paper and that's all that remains of them. Our descendants are going to have such a clearer, preserved picture of us and who we were. So thinking about that, I thought, wow, I'd like to have kids one day. Not now, I'm 24, I'll be 25 by the end of this year, and I just don't think I'd like to have kids. I'd like to be a parent. I just don't think I'm in the right place for that yet, to support that yet. But it is a goal. I'd like the idea that before I die, I'll have been a parent, I'll have been a father. And I think it'd be really nice if my kids and grandkids, and if I'm lucky enough, great-grandkids and further on, I thought it'd be really nice if they had this intentionally made digital preservation of me where they know who I was and they can kind of look back at that ancestor and go, oh, that's my dad or granddad or great-granddad or great-great and so on, and this is who he was. He was a 20-year-old man in the 2020s. It's like a time capsule, and they can have such a detailed understanding of who I was and what I was doing. Because, like I mentioned, I'm 24 now, and it's weird. Being in your 20s is weird. One part of your brain almost still feels like you're a kid, and another much sterner part of your brain is like, no, you're an adult now, get your shit together. And then when you look across at your peers, other people who are in their 20s, there's such a wide spectrum between, like, you have one mate who's getting married and him and his partner live in their own house, and you have another mate who's still living with his parents, and another mate who's flat sharing, and another mate, it's like everyone's in different positions. Some people can't drive yet, some people own multiple cars. it's such a strange, weird period. But then talking to my parents and grandparents, maybe it's the same for you, maybe it's different, I don't know, but for me, they've all said, yeah, that's the way it is. My 20s were a time of development. They referred to it as, it's a time of experimentation and trial and error, and really figuring out and cementing who you are and what you want to do with your life. And I thought, wow, what a tumultuous period. I think it'd be great if my descendants, when they reach that point in their life, could look back at these videos and see me and go, that's how my ancestor dealt with it. That's how my dad or my granddad, whatever stage of generation that is. It'd be nice if they could see me, because what I want to do is I want to document certain things. I don't want to turn my life into the Truman Show. I want there to be some privacy, but I want to showcase in particular goals that I have, and I want these vlogs to kind of be almost like progress reports, if you will. Here's my fitness journey. I want to be this fit and achieve these things. And a big thing for me right now is that I want to get on a motorcycle course. I want to own a motorbike, and that can be the motorbike journey. And I'm anticipating that I'm going to slip and fuck up along the way. And I want all of that to be captured. The progress, I want the failures and the successes and the end result to be there, in the hopes that my descendants, when they're in their 20s and they're facing their own failures and achievements and their struggles and victories, they can kind of take comfort in these. I hope that these videos will inspire them to go and pursue their own goals and accept that they might fail and really relish it when they hopefully achieve. And on another note, whilst this is being made in the idea of like a family time capsule, there is another angle to this, which is why this is public for anyone to watch on YouTube and not just like a private physical piece of media to be passed down to family. And that's because I've noticed for myself, I never watched vlogs when I was a kid. When I was growing up, like childhood into teens, vlogs did nothing for me. Vlog channels didn't interest me. I didn't understand why they were popular. If somebody was living a very regular, ordinary life, I didn't understand the entertainment value, because I was like, hey, so am I. My life is also ordinary. And if somebody was living a very extravagant life, that still didn't interest me, because it felt almost cruel to watch it, like you were watching a party from outside the gate. Like, here's this extravagant, luxurious, excessive lifestyle that I won't have access to. Why am I torturing myself by almost reminding myself of these luxuries that other people have that I won't? So it didn't really matter who the person was or what their background was. A vlog just didn't interest me. But now in my 20s, suddenly, not the extremely fortunate and luxurious vloggers, but the everyday vloggers, suddenly now this really interests me. I think it's because the 20s is this time of development and experimentation, exploration. It's comforting to see other people of my generation and what they're going through and being like, okay, what's that person up to? So, whilst primarily for me, I kind of intend this to be something for my kids and grandkids and so on a secondary level, I think there's also the potential there that me showing how I'm getting by could bring comfort to other people of my generation who come across these videos. So it's like, first and foremost is, I want to capture what I'm doing and what I'm getting up to and what my goals are and how I'm going about achieving them, so that any of my descendants can look back and get a better idea of who I was, and hopefully that can inspire them as they approach their own 20s. But on that secondary level, I think it'd be nice to be kind of part of I'm trying to think how to describe it, I guess like an international community. I was watching a dude who was talking about his life in his 20s in Japan. And it's like, we're from completely different worlds, but it's still nice and comforting to like check in on your fellow person of your generation and be like, how are they getting on? So whilst this is being made for my hypothetical non-existent kids, in the meantime, in this present time, I think it might also be nice for any strangers on the internet who come by, who can also take comfort in these videos by going, how's that guy getting on? I'm also in my 20s and I'm struggling. How's that guy getting by? So what is this channel going to look like? I think it's going to be videos outlining particular life goals and kind of document the progress towards them. The setbacks included, it's gotta be authentic. If there's loads of hardships and I only film the high points, then other people, or again, the main point of this, my descendants, will look back and go, oh, it was so easy for him. So the struggle has to be in there as well. When things get wrong, that's just as important to capture as when things go right. So I think there'll be different series based on different life goals, like the fitness journey, the motorbike journey, a career change journey, education journey, little things like, here's the goal, and here's the journey, the process to get there. I think there's going to be some random videos, things where I'm just kind of like a more traditional kind of vlog style, sitting and just kind of talking about my day, processing things, particularly big changes in my life, things that don't really fit into any one of those before described journeys, but are just like, oh, something happened, and I'm just kind of processing that and sharing that. And I think the other kind of videos that you might get these kind of hobby or like passion showcases, which will be not only creating a better, more detailed image of myself, but I also just love certain things. I have a passion for certain hobbies and activities, and part of loving it so much is wanting to share it. So I think that's what this channel is going to look like. I think it's going to be a multiple series of life goals, little random check-ins, and probably me rambling at a camera as I process current events, and then these little kind of hobby or passion showcases. Here's this thing I enjoy, and I'd like you to see it too. So if you are a fellow person in your 20s in 2025, hi, I hope you're doing well, and I hope that these videos might bring you some comfort and some insight into how fellow people of your generation are getting on in these times. If you're watching these from the future, and this is my kids or grandkids or a further descendant, hello, I hope you exist. I hope you're having a good life. And I hope these videos give you a full picture and understanding of who I was. I hope that in documenting all of my goals and all the struggles and achievements, that's going to inspire you to go and chase your own goals and welcome struggle, and hopefully by the end of it achieve. So let's kick this off. Let's get it started. Here's this introductory video done. I'll see you when I next upload. Take care and have a good one. Bye. Mwah. I'll see you around. Bye. Bye.